What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Night Watch Zone, talking horror, thrillers, and beyond, and everything else. I'm here with Julie tonight as my co-host. What's up, Julie? Good to have you here.
Hello, thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely, yeah. No, we're ready to talk about a big array of things. For you guys that are here, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it, and we'll be getting to the chat shortly. But Julie, I had to start this thing off real quick because we've teased this conversation um, about this particular movie, and I just want to dive into this thing because there's just so much going on with it. Let's start off with Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Now, you saw this. I saw it opening weekend as well with my cousin. Shout out, man. I'm gonna roast you in a second. So, Julie, so what did you think of The Mummy? What are some of your takeaways?
It's so funny because I really enjoyed it, but it's so funny when you like take a step back and you're like, wait a minute, remember the source material for this?
That's true. That is true.
Very different, but which is a good thing. That's a good thing. It's not a bad thing.
Right.
However, I couldn't help but keep looking back to the director's previous movie,
Yeah.
Evil Dead, and there's a lot of similarities. There's also a lot of similarities to Pet Cemetery, obviously. That was the two kind of big points of comparison, but
Yeah.
I thought it was a lot of fun. I heard it was getting kind of slammed critically, but
Yeah, I mean, I think it had audiences divided. And from what I understand, a lot of the divisiveness was kind of because of the the path that Lee Cronin took with it. I mean, it's not, for any of you guys that have not seen it, we're not going to get into major spoilers yet, but I think you can tell from the trailer, which I did as well. This is not like Brendan Fraser's The Mummy. This is not like The Mummy from the Universal days. This isn't even like Tom Cruise's The Mummy. This is something absolutely different, which, for me, I got to admit, I was actually not only curious and interested in that just from the trailer alone, but just concept wise, I was like, man, that's kind of cool that they're going in a different direction because I think you can get some really cool stuff, just like Lee Winnell did with The Invisible Man, in my opinion.
mhm.
So it really centers around this family with this young daughter. There are two young kids, and also a baby that comes into the picture. But the daughter is the one that goes missing and basically returns to the family, or is found. I think it's 9 years later, 8 years later, something like that. And
7, 8, or 9, I can't remember.
yeah, somewhere around there. And she's basically looking like this. So this is not good news, Julie.
No.
And the whole thing about this, because the father was working overseas, and so there was a little bit of that old school The Mummy vibe, with the crypt and the sarcophagus, the sandstorms and all of that. So that was pretty cool. And so, anyways, they're trying to figure out what happened to our daughter. She was in a coffin, a sarcophagus, found in one because there was a plane crash and so forth. And so after that, chaos ensues. So I personally liked the take. I thought it was interesting to do it that way. What did you, were you okay with that take? Because again, it's totally different than the other versions of the Mummy.
I was fine with it. I mean, we're getting another Brendan Fraser mummy, so it's like
Yeah.
this is fine.
Yeah.
Definitely felt, like I said, a little kind of derivative, but it was I don't know. I still had fun with it. I think there was a lot of like stretching of believability, like from the time
Yeah.
when she's found to what happens with that afterwards. It's kind of like, would they just let them take her home? But
Right? They were like, and this isn't a spoiler. I think this was in one of the second trailer, but they were
mm,
basically like, yeah, she's been traumatized because she's been um kept in a small area, and not a lot of light, and all these things. She had the bandages on her with all these, they weren't hieroglyphics, but they were like an old ancient language.
Mhm.
Anyways, and so the doctor was like, well, she needs some normalcy. If you take her home, the family love and so forth will help her through this transition. And it's like, will it? Will it? You know what I mean? So that definitely was a stretch. But you kind of have to get to that point so we can get to
Yeah.
the oomph. And bro, I'm gonna tell you what, and this is where I wanted to get into this movie. If you like gore and just things that make the hair on your neck stand up, this is the movie for you. uh,
Mhm.
there were scenes in this film, they were doing some stuff I've never seen in a horror movie, and I've been watching horror movies for decades. Okay, there were moments where, and my cousin, there were moments where he was like this. I'm telling you, they did some really gross stuff, and it's almost like, and I know a lot of people have said this, and I felt it too. I mean, Lee's last film was Evil Dead Rise, and you can see a lot of parallels to this. This movie is kind of like Evil Dead meets The Exorcist meets
Mm.
Hereditary meets Pet Cemetery. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it's not a knock against it for
Mm-mm.
me personally, because I think this movie it still separates itself from those films, even his Evil Dead film, because Evil Dead has a more light-heartedness to it in a way, even though it can be extreme and obviously gross in its own way. But this felt very serious, and I got to give the credit to the family, the mother and the father. I mean, they
Mhm.
were traumatized by the kidnapping of her daughter, or her daughter going missing. And that was a big part of that first 15 to 18 minutes of the film, because you got a chance to get invested with the family, and then she goes missing, and they're devastated, as you would expect. So I think there was a lot more gravity to that situation before a lot of the horror happened, which to me differentiates itself from his Evil Dead film. Because I think with Evil Dead, you know, I mean, Evil Dead is a Sam Raimi thing, so you got to have some craziness, some zany dialogue and stuff like that. And we didn't really have that in here per se.
There
So
was some kind of weird humor in it though. Like there's
yeah,
one
there
part with
was.
a wheelchair and a staircase that was just like, wait a minute.
I know. You're killing this kid. Is that what you're talking about when they first got
Yes.
back? Bro.
Yeah. I was like, and then they show it like 10 seconds later him carrying her like in the room and I'm like,
Yeah.
why didn't you carry her up the
Dude,
stairs?
she's only 90 pounds. I mean, you could have carried her the whole way. Yeah, I know what you mean. That is true. They did have a little bit of that dark humor. No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, but yeah, some gross out moments for sure. There was one part where like I embarrassed myself because it was like a quiet theater and I was like, oh, it was just
You,
so
you
nasty.
did that out loud?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's too
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, no, but I thought it was good. Like I said, it was a good theater experience for me and my
Mhm.
cousin. We really, I mean, we were oohing and ahhing at things, and there were moments, like I said, where he's closing his eyes, and admittedly, even myself, I had to kind of like cringe a little bit, because there was just some gross stuff going on. But I guess the good news though is that the opening weekend, just to talk about the box office a little bit, because I wanted to know more about that, because I heard about the opening weekend, and then I was just curious how these next weeks were going to land for this film. But it it looks like right now it's at about $54 million for the total worldwide gross.
Mm.
Now the budget on it was 22 million, so right around 50 million to 55 million is like the break even point. So it looks as though it's gonna do well enough. The opening weekend domestically was only 14 million, which was
Ooh.
obviously a lot less than the other Mummy films, but the other Mummy films were like, multi-quadrant films, kids, old folks, parents, teenagers. This is a horror film, and it truly is a horror film. But it is performing better than The Bride. So a lot of people are
Mm,
saying this is like a surprise hit, which I'm happy to hear that. I think Lee Cronin is a good director, you know. I mean,
I
he's
think
got a
so too.
very yeah, he's got a cool sense of style in his films. I did love the camera work. Like with the what did you think of some of the scenes like the what would you call it? Not the false wall, but they were like inside of the wall doing some things, and the camera was following around. That felt
Oh yeah,
a
yeah.
little
Mhm.
Evil Dead-ish per
Yeah.
se, but I thought it was some great scenes like that that had me like, "Ooh,"
I
and of
think so
course,
too. And we
yeah,
even got a little found footage action. I won't say what it is, but honestly,
yeah,
like that part, that was probably the part that made my stomach turn the most because it was just like, oh, this is awful.
yeah.
Like, dang.
They went there. There was definitely some tough scenes in there, but overall, I think that the cast did a really good job. I think that there was a lot of gross stuff, and the actress who played
Oh my
the
gosh.
lead, holy crap, man! There were things that she was doing that I don't even know if that was like her personal added, little bits to it or not, like with the teeth and like how she would
Oh,
move her
yeah.
fingers and her toes. And I just like, oh my God, this is grossing me the hell out. It really is. But that's kind of like that just shows how I don't know, from A to Z, it looks like they were really hitting on pretty much all cylinders. I mean, it wasn't perfect for sure, but I thought it was really good for what it was.
It was
I
kind of
really did.
exactly what I expected it to be, and and that's not a bad thing. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
super fun.
Yeah, it was. It was. You guys in the chat, let us know if you have seen it, and we can talk about that as well. But yeah, I thought that the cast did a really good job. I loved the stinger at the end, or how things kind of went. I didn't expect that, to be quite honest. The way that it went, I was like, wow, this is definitely going in a direction I'm not expecting. Um, so that was kind of cool too.
Yeah,
Uh,
we can only hope it does better financially than the Tom Cruise Mummy, right?
oh man,
It
did you see
deserves that.
Did you see that one?
I never saw it, but I
You didn't?
nope.
Hmm.
Did you?
Let me well, yeah, 'cause, anything that remotely is connected to the Universal monsters, I'm always interested in. And plus it was Tom Cruise, so I was like, "Okay," and the trailers looked like there was gonna be some crazy ass action, so I was like, "Yeah, let me check it out." It wasn't horrible, okay? Um, but it didn't like, the Brendan Fraser films, they had fun with that. Like, you had some cool action, but it was like a fun, like, family adventure type of film, And of course, you had some moments that were a little creepy, but it wasn't really leaning into the horror. It felt like with Tom Cruise's, like they had some cool action, um, but it took itself really seriously, and I don't know, it just didn't seem like it seemed like it had like a lack of identity, if that makes any sense whatsoever. It's hard for me to describe it, but it's definitely I can see why a lot of people weren't big on it. It felt like they should have either done a straight horror, with Tom Cruise in it, which
Mhm.
he can do that. I mean, he's done every type of film there is pretty much. He was great as Lestat in Interview with a Vampire. Um, they should have either done straight horror or either make it something where there's a lot of fun to it, and it seemed like they couldn't pick a lane. So
Okay.
yeah, so it wasn't horrible, but it's definitely not one that I revisit often,
I'm
if at
glad you
all.
said that because I've only ever heard super negative things, and it's too bad because
Yeah,
remember they were trying to start a whole universe, and
yeah, they
they took
were,
they
man.
did photo shoots,
Yes,
they announced all their casting, and then it just
yeah, it was a cool cast, man. You had Angelina Jolie,
mhm.
Javier Bardem. I love him.
I think Johnny
um
Depp.
Johnny Depp. I think Johnny Depp was going to be the Invisible Man.
Yeah, yeah.
um Angelina Jolie was going to be the bride, I believe. um yeah, they were ready to rock and roll, and then this just totally tanked. It's like, I don't know. And I don't know who directed it. I should look that up too. Let me see who directed that, because it felt like, I don't know, like I don't know how you feel about like the Mission Impossible movies, But
I
one
like them. I've seen them all. Yeah.
okay, yeah, well,
Mhm.
I love them too. The thing about the Mission Impossible movies is that they're just so well done,
Mhm.
and so well shot and everything. So it looks as though you even had Russell Crowe in this film, and I like him. It was Alex Kurtzman. It just felt like I
Okay.
don't know. It just didn't feel like he had an identity. But if you had someone like Christopher McQuarrie from the last three Mission Impossible films, I think that would have made a big difference, in just making that film pop. It just didn't pop, you know.
It's too
So
bad. Oh,
I know, I know. Have you seen The Bride?
I haven't. Have you?
Ooh, yeah, okay. I'll tell you what, if you get a chance, and you don't have to, but I'm just putting this out there live because we're live, see if you can watch it between now and the next time we go on. I would love to see what you think of The Bride.
Are you going to tell me what you thought? Or are you going to hold off?
I'm gonna hold off because
Okay.
I just want you to go in and just see what happens. Go in free. Be free. All right. So look, let me jump to the chat and say hi to these guys. Antis, what's up, man? Good to see you. Paul is in the house. We got RJ in the house. We got Val in the house. Hey Val, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Let's see, who else do we have? I saw a lot of other people. Ben, what's up, Ben? Hope you're doing well, brother. Um, we got Oliver in the house. What's going? He said, nice to see me. Good to see you, man. And yeah, keep on going one step at a time, man. Thanks for the message earlier. We got Sad Boy. What's up? Good to have you here. Welcome to
Hey.
the chat. Hope you're enjoying the conversation. Saying going to see the Michael biopic tomorrow
Oh,
afternoon. Can't wait. Well, it's so funny that you mentioned that because I did want to step into that for a quick second. Um, Julie, er, first of all, are you interested in the Michael movie at all? Have you, seen the trailer or anything like that?
I've seen the trailer. I'm interested. I am a little, there's been so many, it feels like there's been so many biopics on musicians lately,
True.
but
Yeah.
but this one I think is probably the most interesting to me. Like, for example, the Springsteen one flew by and like I completely forgot about it, never saw it. But
Yeah.
yeah. What about you?
Well, and so I'll explain this and then we're going to jump back to the chat, but I'm going to explain this. I am a
Okay.
huge Michael Jackson fan. Somewhere in the world, there are videos of me as a kid with my cousins and my
No.
brother where we would imitate Michael Jackson, singing, dancing, Thriller, all of that type of stuff. So I'm approaching it from that perspective, but I also do enjoy these types of movies. I don't see them all. Like I didn't see Springsteen either. One day I will. I really enjoyed Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm a huge fan of Queen as well.
Yeah, good one.
Um, and there's some good ones out there. Michael is an icon of music, and his career, his music, his legacy has literally touched all the corners of this planet.
Hmm.
I mean, for real. I mean, there's a lot of great artists, and I'm a huge music fan. My parents got me and my brother into music at a very young age, so I love music. I love all types of music, all different decades, and so forth. But Michael's just one of those artists that, I mean, whew, it was crazy. But yeah, I'm really interested in seeing the movie. And I know that there's been, obviously a lot of people that have given their thoughts on it. Um, and it's kind of been some people saying it's very much like, a regular biopic. Some people are saying this is a celebration of Michael's music and it's amazing. Jafar Jackson is playing Michael. That's Michael's nephew, Jermaine Jackson's son. And from what I've heard, everyone does agree that he was absolutely astonishing as his uncle.
That's
The
awesome.
the looks, the music, the dancing, they said he had it all down. Even the way he talked, like he didn't just imitate his uncle. It was almost as if for that short time, for the runtime of the movie, he became the king of pop. And so I'm here for that. And it's when he passed away, and I know I'm ranting, but hey, we're
No.
live, we're talking. When he passed away, I'll never forget that day. And I had just gotten off of work, and I I heard about it on I was listening to the radio, and I just totally it almost like stopped my heart. I could not believe it. And I messaged Kill and my cousin, and man, we were just I'm not gonna lie, man. We were teary eyed. You know, it was like it was just so unexpected, and sometimes it's still hard to even believe it. You know, when they did his memorial service, one of the coolest things of one of my old jobs is that one of my old supervisors actually let us all watch it on TV. And man, we had a lot of tissues. That's all I can say.
Oh.
It was something. So, but you know, so this movie is a way to kind of celebrate him. And the great news, if you are a Michael fan or if you're curious about this movie, the projected weekend for the Michael film is $95 million domestic,
Oof.
which is going to break records, and
Wow.
possibly a worldwide total of this opening weekend at $205 million. That is crazy.
It's probably gonna happen. I can see
Yeah,
it. That's
yeah.
awesome.
So the people are going out to see it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sad Boy, thank you for bringing that up because that
Yeah.
was definitely something I wanted to mention. Yeah, yeah, it's I'm gonna see it, and I definitely will be talking about it, which is totally probably not great YouTube-wise, but
Yeah.
talking music, but, you know, whatever. Um,
Yeah, whatever.
exactly, exactly. We got Ben in the house. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. Much appreciated. Saying, "Night, my man, I cannot freaking wait for Obsession." I
Mm.
know. That does look really, really good. Milk and Cereal is a found footage triumph, period, and the next Texas Chainsaw Massacre is in great hands. Yeah, I mean, now have you heard about Obsession, or you have?
I saw the trailer in the theater, I wanna say. That's the
Yeah,
one with the where the guy wishes for the girl to be obsessed. Okay, okay.
yeah.
First, I don't know why they're not even related, but I keep confusing that with the trailer with for Passenger with the guy in the car. It's they both have car scenes, but yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I got it. Yep.
yeah.
That should be pretty cool too. Oops.
Yeah, I think so, man. It looks like it's gonna be really good, and it's one of those smaller horror films that I think it's gonna be under the radar. And if it comes out and it's great, like a lot of us hope and think, people are gonna flock to it. It's supposed to be released in mid-May. I think it's the 15th. So everyone, keep your
Man.
eyes open.
I feel like
You
I've been
know,
going to the theater every week, and now we've got back rooms coming up, which oh my
yeah.
gosh. Um,
Backrooms, this, Evil Dead, and of course
yeah.
some other films, we'll be talking about tonight too. Ben, thank you so much for that. And TCM, we can only hope, man. We can only hope that we can keep this thing going. I'm a big fan of the franchise. It's one of my favorites, man. Seriously. Um, Sad Boy saying I'm a horror fan, but I grew up being a fan of MJ. Yeah, there you go. It's good to see that, because like I said, we don't get a chance to talk about music here that much, but I'm glad that you're a big fan. Let's see, who else do we have in here? I just wanted to check out. Have we heard anything about Scream 8? Nothing that's new other than waiting to see if it's going to be the Soska sisters directing. I personally, and I've talked about this, and Sad Boy, you could check out live streams, because listen, I was just talking to Jake about that the other night on Killzone. I can't even tell you how many Scream related streams and videos I've done over
Just a
the
couple.
last 9 months. It's been crazy. I couldn't even tell you. It's dozens and dozens. So definitely check that. But we had been talking about the hope of Scream really breaking out, doing some fresh stuff, doing some new stuff, and hopefully getting back to a great mystery, and
Mhm.
I tell you, Julie, and thank you so much for being a part of so many of those Scream conversations. So Julie's always like,
It was
don't talk about Scream. It's gonna
what?
make me feel bad. No, no, no.
No.
No, well, I'm talking about Scream 7 specifically, because
Oh.
of the hurt. Um,
Yeah, well, it's true. Me and Sarah were talking about this like weeks ago. Like, man, every time we hear somebody like uh when during you and Jake were doing a kill zone, like I don't know, a few weeks ago, and I think it came
Yeah,
up again, of course. And then it was just like, it's reopening the wound. Like,
I
no.
know. I know. I said something on this Thursday night where we were talking about something, and Jake said, "Yeah, this is." Oh yeah, no. I said, I think we were talking about Final Destination, and I said, this has been a great franchise, so consistent. I said, I know we always talk about Scream, and I've said it many times. Scream is the most consistent horror franchise there is. I said until we got to 7, and then Jake started cracking up. I mean, look, I'm playing around a little bit. I mean, I did have frustrations, and Julie, you know that as well as anyone, but I still haven't seen it again, and I'm almost scared.
Oh.
I know this
Wait,
sounds so bad.
so you've only seen it once.
I've only seen it that one time,
Okay.
and I told my brother, for all of you guys that are here, hopefully you guys have had a chance to see me and my brother do some movie reactions. We've been having a blast doing that. It's been so much fun because we just sit there and we just vibe out. We're watching a movie and just saying what we think as we watch it. But I told my brother, I said we should do a Scream 7
Oh,
movie
you
reaction.
got to do it. Yeah.
And he said, "Yeah, okay, let's do that." So it takes time to put all that together, as you know. So that's the hold up on watching it again, because I'm going to watch it with him. We're going to record it and go from there. So yeah, yeah,
Oh, good
that's
luck to you.
that.
I hope it doesn't get worse.
Hey, look, wouldn't it be funny if we're just like ragging on it the whole? We're not gonna rag on it the whole time. Like I said,
Well,
there was
you
good stuff
can. That
on it.
makes it fun, right?
It does. But for 8, I do hope they just let's get back down to brass tacks, man. It's going to be written by Lila and Nora Zuckerman,
Yeah.
sisters, and they worked on things like Poker Face and Agents of Shield and stuff like that. So hopefully they take it in a direction that can feel fresh and kind of. I just want the characters to pop, and I want a good mystery. I think those are maybe my two biggest things. Like, to me, in 7, I'm gonna be honest, guys. Scream 7 or Scream 8 was not on my topic list for tonight, but
It always finds
it
its way back.
that's what me and Jake were saying the other night. It always finds its way back. We have literally on purpose tried to move on to some other stuff too, and but anyways, but we love Scream, but we've just talked about it a lot. That's all. But I think that with 7, the mystery aspect and the characters just didn't hit the way I would have wanted. Like we knew nothing about Tatum's friends. We knew nothing. We didn't get anything other than Sydney Tatum and obviously Mark. Gail, we know Gail, but she was in it for, her 18 minutes or whatever. Didn't show up for the finale, which was weird. And then you got Ethan Embry. He popped in. You knew he was a Ghostface killer as soon as he's talking about Stu. And then,
Oh,
and,
John
and then
Doe.
yeah. It's like, okay, guys, and Anna Camp, who had to fight for extra scenes. So I mean, look, let me stop. Julie's like it's opening up the wound. So we haven't heard anything new about 8, but I just hope they can get back to some good mystery and characters. That would be my hope.
We'll see. We'll see.
We
Once
will.
once that news starts coming out, any new tidbits of information, I'm sure we're gonna be like, ooh, getting our
Yeah.
hopes up again.
Yeah, we will. And the reason why is because the franchise is amazing.
Yeah.
It's one of the big 4, and I think a lot of folks I know, us and Val, all the mods and folks that have been around for a long time in this community, as well as new people that join in. I mean, I think Scream is one of those franchises that has been a glue for all of us. A
Mhm.
common passion and adoration. So we will talk about 8, of course we will, but it's not here yet. So.
Looking forward to that commentary track though.
Oh, hell yeah. I can't wait either. Evil Dead Burn, yes, in July. Can't
Yeah.
wait. Can't wait. Can't wait. RJ saying I want to forget Tom Cruise is the mummy.
Oh no. Yeah, see, that's what I hear the most, and I've
Uh,
never
Yeah.
you know what I do remember though? I do remember people ragging on it. This is the movie where they released a trailer without uh the finished sound or something, and they had
Ooh. I,
placeholder sound in the trailer, and it was Tom Cruise like
it
in the
might
plane,
it
and
might
people
have
were
been.
okay, people were ragging on it because it was so
Oh,
stupid.
I think I forgot all about that. Holy crap. Man, you
I
got a good memory.
No, well, I recently heard somebody bring that up. Well,
Oh, okay.
not recently, but at least a few years ago.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
just thought of it when we were talking about it, and I can see like that scene of him like in the plane.
Yeah, but I will say that scene in the plane was awesome.
Okay.
It was so cool. Like, I mean, if you like action, right? And I
Hmm.
do. So, yeah. Super Tender's in the house. Hey, I finally caught a live stream. I've been struggling with work, adopted a puppy who's a ball of energy.
Oh.
How are you all? We're doing good, man. Glad to have you here and hope the puppy is doing well. That's so cute. Very, very cute. We got the real Cora in the house. Hi from Vegas. Hey,
Oh,
welcome.
hey.
Welcome. Thank you for being here. We hope that you are enjoying the conversation. Um, and thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
They are cool.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Bobby's in the house. What's up, Bobby? Different directions can be a good thing if executed well, and that is so true.
Hmm.
And the Soska sisters, that was one thing I didn't finish talking about that I forgot. They have a very unique style. If you've seen their Rabid remake, Rabid was an old Cronenberg film from it might have been 77, but they remade it. They also did American Mary. So I mean, they got a style to them. So I think I just have hope, for 8. I mean, you never know how it's going to end up, and everything has to be executed well, just like Bobby was saying. But it feels like they're going to inject some fresh blood into the franchise, and I think that that's a good thing. I really do. Um, we got Acres in the house. What's up? Do I want to scream and Under the Stairs, People Under the Stairs crossover movie? I'll tell you what. He's always saying thanks from Stacy. I'll tell you what. You know what they could do, and I know, and I'm doing it again, Julie. I told you we weren't gonna get into a lot of scream, but it always gets there. This is something that I was talking about on Killzone. What would be great, Julie? And you tell me what you think. Like they could do some really cool stuff that we have never seen in a Scream film. Assuming that Nev Campbell is coming back, which is a high probability because now you've set up her character with her daughter. What if you have Sydney like being blackmailed, blackmailed into doing something that she doesn't want to do? Or what if, there's an attack and she harms someone by mistake, someone who isn't Ghostface? You could do stuff like that. What if it does take place, in a solo setting, because I think that scene where Ghostface was hiding in the attic slash garage was awesome. What if they did a movie where I don't know, maybe a third of it was in a house or a building or something? So maybe you could do something where not so much people under the stairs per se, but what if I don't know, and what if there's more than one team of Ghostface killers? Like if we had two that were working together, and what if we had a rogue Ghostface killer? Like that would be so cool.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm not saying it's the greatest idea ever, but I've been talking about these theories since Scream 5,
I
as
know.
far as having a rogue Ghostface killer, having a POV of Ghostface. I almost felt like they gave us a little taste of that with Jason and Greg in
They
Scream
did.
6.
And then they were
It's
like, just kidding.
yeah, psych. Who gives up about movies? It's like I do. I want to see this cult of Ghostface work, bro. At least
Yeah.
for another 10 or 15 minutes.
It's
But
and
it's all
it's
good.
it's too bad too, because yeah, the TV show did some really interesting stuff with blackmail, and
Yeah.
they actually also did. Do you remember? I think it was season 2. Audrey gets attacked, and it was like a prank, but she
Yep.
actually stabbed the person who was pranking her. So that was
Exactly.
interesting.
Exactly. You could put Sydney like again, and I love Sydney Prescott. You guys know that. But like I've said many, many times, at this point, what more are you going to do? 5 movies. I'm sorry. 6 movies.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, she's the ultimate survivor, but damn, these Ghostface killers suck. They can't kill one lady. You know what I'm saying?
I know, and it's hard because I think we said this last time. I'm kind of to the point where I'd be okay with moving on, but it sucks
Yeah,
because we just got Mark Evans and like this is a new character I'm interested in, and now it's like, well, it has to be both of them.
shoulders and all. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. It does. It has to be both of them. So it's like, how many times can she keep surviving? But again, if you get her to do some different things, like I said, maybe a rogue Ghostface killer that it almost maybe like in the gray, like helping and also doing some dirty. I know it sounds crazy. I'm not saying it's great, but I'm just thinking, I'm spitballing about some different ways that you could add freshness and um, possibly more mystery. And like Seven had no mystery, bro.
Um,
It just did. As soon as you saw Anna Camp, I was
um,
like, "Yep, there she is." The only question I had, there's two
yeah.
questions I had. The only two questions I had by the time we got to the end of 7 is Stu really alive, and is Anna Camp Leslie? Those were the only two questions I had. I had no other, well, maybe also how did Mark survive, but that was kind of to the side, you
Yeah.
know. All right. Our All right, so let's go, and I'm gonna get back to the chat in a second. So let's go to our next thing I wanted to hit upon. Final Destination is coming out, Julie, and I'm a huge fan of the franchise. It's one of the most consistent franchises there are since 2000. And like I was
Mhm.
saying to Jake the other night, it's almost headed into the old boy group where you've got Scream, Elm Street, Halloween, Friday the 13th, as far as legacy horror franchises that have been at the forefront. And I know some people are going to say Child's Play because there's going to be a new Chucky film coming out. No disrespect to Chucky, but to me, Chucky's always been like on the B tier. I'm just,
Ooh.
I'm just being. There's
Ooh.
no lying here. There's never been any lying here, and I do enjoy a lot of the Child's Play and
Yeah.
Chucky films. I really do. The original, I think, is still fantastic. The sequel was fantastic. Bride of Chucky was a lot of fun. That's a great example. They said, "Look, we gotta freshen this thing up because having this little miniature damn doll running around is not gonna keep bringing people to the theaters." And they were right.
Yeah.
You
They
you
can mhm.
bring in a bride, and you add that element to it, and it freshened it up for better or for worse, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, Final Destination running on 26 years. What did you think of Bloodlines? Were you a fan of Bloodlines, the sixth film?
I heard really good things about it, and so I was expecting something like really up there, and it was still really. I mean, I don't want to say it was exactly what I expected. Well, and it
Mhm.
wasn't. It was. I liked it maybe a little less than I thought I would. I'll say that, but I will say, the thing about Final Destination, like if they can do something, they can keep it fresh every time. I will say that. Now, I mean, obviously they've got like their formula, but
Yeah, yeah,
we always get like an amazing opening set piece, and this one
yep.
was really cool.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it dragged a little bit for me, but I think it was cool to see a survivor who's in a rough state, but she's surviving.
Hey, she figured it out.
Yeah. But that
She
being said, I'm
figured it out.
always excited for a new one because you just know you're gonna get something fresh. So
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. I think that I thought it was really, really good. I mean, it was a big gap between 5 and 6, and I thought they did
mhm.
some really good stuff. I thought they treated Tony Todd with such respect and reverence, which to me was very important because I think Tony Todd is just an amazing, amazing actor, and dealing with his illness in real life and the way they were able to bridge that into the film and kind of give him his moment. I thought was it's not easy to do that stuff.
No.
You really have to You have to tiptoe the right way, just like James Wan did in the Fast and the Furious with Paul Walker. You know,
Oh yeah.
I think they handled that very well with a lot of respect and reverence for him and his character and what he did for the franchise. So Final Destination was able to do a great job all around. And I think with seven, you know, if they keep kind of going with what they've been doing, you know, you see what works and you try to move forward. This is how I look at it when you have a film and you look to do a new sequel. I hope that they do a great job, but you know, there's been rumors, and I was just talking about this on Thursday. They have reached out to AJ Cook from Final Destination 2, who played Kimberly, who was the survivor. Final Destination 2 is my favorite in the franchise. It just
Oh, okay.
always has that whole highway accident, just dominoes, man. And every time I'm behind a log truck, I'm always
Oh,
looking out,
sure, yeah.
you know.
Or
Um,
even worse, they now have the ones that have like the massive steel beams.
yeah,
That's
right?
probably worse.
Yeah, it is. I'm like, you guys want to kill some people. Good Lord. Um, so they might bring her back. And what I've been talking about, and I'm actually working on something to go into more depth. But you know, what if she comes back and she's a character not so much taking the place of what Tony Todd did, but in a
Mm.
way, you know, she's kind of like that library of knowledge, you know, and he always kind of played it so devilishly. He was like the devil on your shoulders, you know. What if she's the angel on the character's shoulders? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I think that would be cool. She's a character that survived. And I think it's also a way that you kind of, you know, pay homage to Tony Todd in a way. You know, because she was referenced in Bloodlines. He literally talked about her. Um, so I think that that would be a cool way to go. I mean, I have no knowledge of what they're looking to do, but I think that would be a kick-ass way to do it. In
yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
his scene, by the way, oof, just like kind of, oh my gosh, just chilling, really,
It
in a
was.
good way,
Yeah.
but also a sad way. But
Yeah. You know, I mean, look, the man, he just he always had his dignity. He always, you know, gave a great performance. And even then, you know what I'm saying, dealing with probably the most horrible thing you could deal with in life, he was able to stand tall and just, you know, he just nailed it. He just nailed it. And
he did.
you know, I can't lie. When we saw it in the theater, it was emotional, man. So you know, this was a movie that makes you jump and cheer and cringe. That trash compactor scene that
Oh.
was rough. I was like, oh my god. Oh Lord. So yeah, I'm excited for seven, and I think that they could do some cool things. Do you have an idea what you'd like to see for the disaster? And hey to Kelly, how you doing?
Hey, Kelly. Uh, we were just talking about this backstage. I don't know where I saw this, but it's probably just a somebody threw out the idea of a water park, and I don't think there's anything to that. And that could be, a little too similar to three, but three is like really special to me. That's probably my favorite one still.
Mm, three?
Yeah, mhm.
Yep, yep. That
That one's
is
just
fun.
super special to me. But yeah, I love the opening scene of three. I think it's my favorite. So
Mhm.
I don't know, man. A water park could be kind of fun.
It could, man. It really could. And you know, I was saying on oops, I was saying on Killzone, I said I would like to see something like, and I know some people have talked about a cruise ship as well, which
Oh,
yeah, that could be fun, although that could be really expensive. I
yeah.
mean, you know, I mean, if they're trying to do it practically, which I would assume they, well, who knows? But I think that could be pretty expensive. But anyways, I'd like to see a water park would be fun. But I was thinking of like, what about like a concert? Like,
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like that could be a lot of fun because there's so much pandemonium at a concert, even at its best,
and there
you
have
know.
been recent concert disasters where people have
Hmm.
died. So that's a good
Yeah,
one. It's like,
yeah,
and I feel like we're at the point where it gets hard to top like scale. Like we
yeah,
like the tower in six, the bridge collapse.
yeah.
Um, so that would be interesting to kind of shrink it down to a more like, everyday type of thing, kind of like the highway,
Hmm.
pile up. So that would be
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's fun. The highway pileup to me, I think is still overall maybe my favorite disaster. Although I do agree, three was something else, man. Because I love amusement parks, so just seeing all of that lead up to what happened, that was big. But I think the highway pileup is still one of my favorites. So like I don't think, me personally, I don't think they necessarily have to try to go for super scale, with
Mm-mm.
1,000 people involved. You can do some really big things with 50 people involved or whatever. And yeah, I'd like to see something like a concert, something that you just wouldn't expect. Not that you would expect any of this stuff, maybe, but
Wow. Yeah, I'm sorry.
oh
I'm silent because I'm sitting here trying to think of anything else. And honestly, like the cruise, like six was not very practical in terms
mm,
of the opening scene. At least it looked very CGI heavy. So like
yeah,
I could see them doing the cruise ship thing and it being
yeah,
heavy
yeah,
on that. But
true enough.
yeah,
Mm,
I
mm,
mean,
mm.
I mean, think of like the Black Friday scene in Thanksgiving. Like it could
Oh,
be
dude.
anything. Anything could be a disaster. So
Anything can, man. Yeah, that scene still kicks so much butt. Like, I think I was talking to someone about that recently, and I was like, man, when we saw that in the theater, that was just, it just puts a smile on your face, which sounds so sadistic, but it was
no,
just so well done. And you're just like, oh my God. Because yeah, Black Friday is like, it gets pretty intense.
yeah,
It
it's like
really does.
and that's almost like retro in a way because it's really not like that anymore. It's
Yeah.
online, and at least I haven't been to a Black Friday like that. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, but yeah, I mean, I saw that movie by myself, and I think I was the only one in the theater who was just sitting there laughing out loud at that scene. It was just so funny.
You're a true horror fan. You're a true horror fan. There's no doubt about that. Real quick, real quick too in the chat, we got John coming in. Hey, John, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Saying what's up, everyone. It's been a while. Yes, it has. Wishing you two the best. Lots of great films coming. Yeah, it is. It really, really is. Thoughts on Carrie Barker's film in May for Obsession. It's giving me vibes from Talk to Me. Yeah, it did kind of have some vibes from Talk to Me, which I really enjoy that film. I think
Hmm.
I think that's still kind of an underrated film. I thought it was so well done, and it has a great style to it. I think that's what I was talking about earlier, like with the Soska sisters, what they could bring to a Scream 8, possibly, if they are the directors. We don't know that yet, but that's a great point because with Talk to Me, Rocka Rocka Man, it was just great, some great style to that film. But my thoughts on Obsession, it looks like it's going to be fun. I mean, look, anytime you got like a magical object and you're
Yeah.
making wishes and stuff, like I'm there. It looks like it's going to be a blast. I think it's going to be very good. I think it's going to be one of those films that kind of comes out of nowhere, and then everyone's going to be talking about it, and it'll be kind of like that, in my opinion. What do you
Now,
think,
as
Julie?
long as it's better than I don't know if you've seen Wish Upon. That-
No,
oh, okay. Well,
it's not
no,
that good.
no, it's horrible. But if you're looking for a commentary track movie, that would be a great one because it's so, oh my God. It's like
Wow.
I think it's unintentionally hilarious, but
Hmm.
it's so, oh my God, it's awful.
Dang. Wow.
It's a box that grants you wishes. So it's another
Uh,
magic object type movie. So
you gotta love it. You gotta love it. John, thanks so much for the super chat, man. We really appreciate it. It helps us out so very much. And Val, thank you for putting the link in. If you guys have not checked out our Patreon, there is the link. It helps to support the channel, and we appreciate it. Let's see, who else do we have going in here? Bobby was saying a missing child's never a good thing in a horror flick. Haven't seen it, but immediately made me think of The Witch.
oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
true. Yeah. I mean, it's totally a different type of you know, um style and way that it's depicted. But yeah, anytime you have a missing child. Speaking of The Witch, you guys are like thinking like 3 steps ahead of me, which is really really fun. I also wanted to bring up our good friend Robert Eggers, who has his film coming out very soon, Werewolf or Werewolf. I don't know. I'm probably not going to say it right. Um, Supposedly at Cinemacon, they showed a little bit. I don't know if it was like just a quick sizzle
Oh,
reel, but supposedly it was everything that people wanted to see. It was dark, it was
ooh,
scary, it was gorgeous. And I guess there was and of course, this is his follow up to Nosferatu, which for you guys in the chat, if you
mm,
have not seen Nosferatu, oh my God. Robert Eggers, I absolutely love his vision, his style. This is the type of guy, this is the type of director that will spend months building sets just so that they look authentic enough. Matter of fact, that's what he did with The Witch. And he also shot it with natural lighting inside when they were inside and they would just have candles. There was no
yeah.
artificial light. He is locked in to being authentic as possible. And so seeing what he does with a werewolf, um, I can't wait to see it. But I guess that at CinemaCon, people were shown a look at Aaron Taylor Johnson turning into a werewolf. It's
Ooh.
coming out this Christmas, guys. Lily Rose Depp and Aaron Taylor Johnson are back from Nosferatu. Of course, Willem Dafoe. Listen,
He
Willem
had
da-
to do it.
he
Yep.
had to, and I love it. I absolutely love it because, just like some of our favorite directors, whether it's John Carpenter, he had his group of actors that he uses. James Wan does it, and so many other greats. You can tell Robert really likes working with Willem Dafoe, and why
Yeah.
wouldn't he? Because Willem Dafoe needs to be in everything. Okay, that's how great he is. He can do horror, he can do comedy, he can do drama, he can do action. He was in John Wick. Okay, like Willem Dafoe can do everything. So I'm really looking forward to Werewolf. What do you think, Julie? Because I know you were a big fan of Nosferatu.
That's now like my new Christmas movie that I'm gonna watch every Christmas. And now I've got
That's
another
awesome.
Christmas. Yeah, if this is a Christmas movie too, that'll be by the way, this isn't there's no source material for this, right? This is an original.
As far as I know, there is no source
Okay.
material as far as like another property. But
Mhm.
if he's doing anything like he did, like with The Witch or with The Lighthouse or The Northman, he's gonna dive into history and like take inspiration from
Okay.
historical stuff, which is he loves doing that. He literally said he doesn't foresee himself ever doing a modern day movie.
Good.
Yeah, and
Sounds good to me.
I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm
Yeah.
perfectly fine with that. So yeah, werewolf, and it's gonna be interesting to see. It's gonna be interesting to see how they do it, especially when I think of some of the classic werewolf films from back in the day. I mean,
Mhm.
transformations like An American Werewolf in
Yep.
London, The Howling. So yeah, I'm excited for it. It'll be another
So
great Christmas movie.
I have a feeling it's gonna be pretty gnarly. I think it's gonna
Oh,
be I'm so
oh,
excited.
yeah. We're doing well. I mean, a lot of people in the chat have mentioned it, but there's a lot of great movies coming out. But if we're talking specifically horror, we've really been
Spoiled.
spoiled,
Yeah. It's great.
and I think that, and tell me what you think about this. I wasn't really thinking of this as a particular topic, but again, we were talking about this on Killzone. And by the way, guys, if you don't check us out on Thursday night, make sure you do. This Thursday night we'll be here on Night Watch Zone. Killjoy Jake and I, we swap every week. Um, but there's been a lot of great horror movies that have come out. A lot of us have enjoyed them. There's fandoms that are growing for these films. And I just hope it continues. You know what I'm saying? Because, for every people are going to start getting mad at me, but for every Scream 7 that we get that breaks records, is making $200 million or whatever, we have a bunch of these other films like, a Lee Cronin's The Mummy or Nosferatu, although Nosferatu did very, very well. But you know what I'm saying. We have these other films that may not be part of a franchise or may not have a big name director or what have you, but they're awesome films, you know? And I just hope that as far as all of us as a horror community and fans, we continue to support those projects as well, because those are the ones that really help move the needle, in my opinion. You know, they're able to do things that, as we have noted, Scream 7 was not able to do, because
That's right.
you're locked into what these decades of fans expect and what they want and what you try to give them. Whereas you have someone coming in who is up and coming and they do a film, you know, like Look at the Substance, you know, and it's like, wow, that is so cool. And it's not always that it's an idea that's super fresh, but the way it's told, the way it's done, the passion behind it is what really drives it. So I just hope, I don't know how you look at it as far as like, you know, the big name IPs, the big name franchises versus, you know, those smaller amazing movies like Ex Machina. Have you ever seen Ex Machina?
Nope.
Oh, bro, I'm telling you, it's so good. The Autopsy of Jane Doe, amazing, amazing. Um, and I can name off a ton of them, but these are films that kind of fly under the radar,
Yep.
but they deserve a lot of love. So, um, real quick too in the chat, John coming back in. Thank you so much, John, for the super chat again, man. We appreciate the support. It really helps us. Saying I'm also pumped for Clayface as well. Looks awesome. Are you both into the current DCU films or in the middle for the genre as a whole? Bro, I'm in. John, you got to check out the reaction we did for the Clayface trailer. Um, I'm in, man. I'm in. I've always loved these films since I was a little kid, the comic books, the TV shows, old school stuff. And now we get these movies that are, a lot of them are really well done. Not all of them, of course, but Clayface, the trailer looks like it's going to be phenomenal. And it is straight horror written by Mike Flanagan, who for me never misses.
Yep.
You know, now that's not guaranteeing it's going to be the greatest thing ever, because he just wrote it. I think he co-wrote it or wrote most of it. So, you know, the director, the acting, all that type of stuff has to, you know, finish the race, so to speak. But I think it's set up to be very cool. What did you think of Clayface? I know we talked a little bit about it.
Yeah, I'm putting a lot of stake in Flanagan here,
Yeah.
but that being said, I'm excited regardless, just because huge DC Batman fan. Like, used to love the animated series. Oh my gosh. And they went into every villain, like all the weirdos who we're never gonna see in live
Yeah.
action. Probably not, you know.
Yeah.
Um, Played all the Arkham games. Like, I love the Batman universe. There's just so much there, and to see a villain like this get his
Yeah.
own movie is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
even like the Penguin TV show I loved, and it was like, man, like, what are we like? This is awesome. And it's
Yeah.
something you would never think would happen, because if anything, it would be a Joker show. Which, like, please, come on, like, there's so many there's so much rich lore, like, in this universe, that it's just so cool to see. And I wouldn't even say lesser known, but, well, he is one of the lesser known
Yeah.
villains. But
He is.
yeah, man, I think it's cool, and I hope it's an indication that, like, we're gonna keep getting things like this.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it's, you know, the Batman the animated series. There's some great stuff in the Clayface episode. I remember the first Clayface episode. Still one of my favorite episodes of that whole show. It was just so good, and it was done. You know what is funny, because when I first saw it, and I was a kid, man, but when I first saw it, it felt so cinematic. You know, the way the story unfolded, this tragedy that befell this actor, and how he was
Mhm.
trying to pick up the pieces, and you know, you know how they always say the best villains are the ones that are kind of like in the gray. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
we've moved way beyond the mustache twirling villains that are just evil. I'm evil because I'm evil. You know what I mean? but Clayface, there's a lot of depth to that character. So to hope that it'll be like that in the film and from the trailer, it looks like it could possibly be that way. And Mike Flanagan writing it, I will be watching that in the theater. And it's coming out in
Yep.
October during Halloween time.
Mhm.
Man, DC is smart. They are very smart to do something like this because it broadens their universe. You know what I'm saying? Like they obviously had their Superman film, they're having the Supergirl film, they've got Lanterns on HBO, I believe it's HBO. So they're taking their time. They've learned the lesson that the old DC EU didn't learn. They were trying to, do two movies and then the Justice League comes out because they're trying to compete with
Gotta
Marvel.
catch up.
You gotta catch up. Gotta keep up with the Joneses. No, you don't, because if you don't do it right, you're gonna fall flat on your face. So, pun intended, on your face. So it looks like, yeah, this film's gonna be awesome. I think
And
it
by the
definitely has that
way,
possibility.
Batman 2,
Yeah,
and cannot wait for that. That's been a long time coming. I can't even remember. It was like 4 years ago that we got the
yeah,
last one.
2022.
Yeah, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But
man,
I mean,
Sebastian Stan, that's gonna be.
yeah, I didn't know that you were that much of a big fan of the films. That's really cool. I know you had
Oh yeah.
mentioned playing the Arkham games, but
Mhm.
listen, man, that Matt Reeves film, The Batman, oh, that was so much fun.
So good, but that's another one where I was the only person laughing in the theater. Like there was when during some of the Riddler live streams, I was just I was cracking up and it was deadly quiet. Like
Oh my
I
God, that is
yeah,
too
that movie
funny.
was awesome.
It
Oh
was, man.
gosh.
Paul Dano was great as the Riddler. And I
Oh
love the
yeah.
fact it was so cool to see another. I mean, granted, it's not the first time we've seen the Riddler, but it's been a long time. And again, Joker is one of my favorites of all time as far as a Batman villain. Like, who doesn't love the Joker? If you love Batman, you've
Mhm.
got to have some type of affinity for the Joker. But it was nice to get away from that a little bit, let him take a little bit of a rest.
Yep.
And the Riddler is a great villain because of just the intellectual games, the mind games that he can play, and he can go toe to toe with Bruce Wayne. So that was cool. And now in the new film, we've got Two Face, Sebastian Stan, who's I'm a big fan of his. He's great.
Mhm.
Um, he might be he's pulling double duty, man, because he's obviously Bucky in the MCU, and we've got
That's right. He's
Avengers
got
coming out later this year. Um, I mean, since we're still on it, listen, you're excited for Doomsday, right?
Yep. Well, yes.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Say, wow. Uh-oh.
Yes, I am. I'm
Okay.
cautious, but I'm
Okay.
excited.
When the trailer comes out, just like, you guys had your Stranger Things thread
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that, we're gonna have to have a Doomsday thread, okay? Because when that trailer comes out, I just wanna get your opinion on it. I have not seen the trailer, but the trailer was played at Cinemacon. And by all accounts, I don't know nothing about it, but by all accounts, it was amazing. And that
Okay.
trailer could come online any day. Any day. Matter of fact, a lot of people were surprised that it's not online already. So,
I thought
you know,
somebody would have filmed it somehow.
oh, I'm sure people have, and
Yeah,
Disney, they're gonna take that down quick. You know what
that's
I mean?
true. Yeah.
But there are people that have described what they saw, or whatever. I haven't read anything, and I don't want to know. But I can't wait to see the trailer. I'm excited. I think that the MCU they've righted the ship, so to speak. They stopped putting out 80,000 TV shows on Disney Plus that you
Yep.
have to watch, or else you're going to get super confused in the movies. That was a ridiculous methodology that they followed. Now they're like, okay, we're just going to have maybe two films a year, maybe one thing on TV, and let's take our time. It's about quality, not quantity. And I appreciate that.
It's so funny how they kind of they were doing so well and then DC was trying to, catch up like we just said and then they fell flat and then Marvel themselves kind of became a DC of it all.
Yeah. Right? I mean, they were doing
It's
some
sad.
They were
Yeah.
doing some dumb shit.
Hmm.
I'm like, what are we doing? Like it was my and you know, and my brother and my brother's going to be talking with me some more about stuff as we get closer and closer to Doomsday and all that type of stuff as well. But he's kind of got the fatigue. And I said to him, I said, really? He's like, yeah, I mean, they've done better recently. Fantastic Four was good.
That was, yeah.
Thunderbolts was good. Deadpool and Wolverine was good, and hopefully Avengers should be good. I mean, the Russos, they always do well with their films, whether it's Winter Soldier, Civil War,
Mm.
Infinity War, Endgame. So I'm assuming it's going to be good. Will it be great? I don't know. I hope.
I will
I really
say,
do.
like, they've got to know the stakes of it. Like,
Oh yeah.
they've got a lot hinging on this. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, we heard stuff like, "Oh, the script's not done, and we're already filming, and there's
Mm-hmm.
rewrites and and then it's just like that's scary. But I think they know, like,
Yeah.
if this is bad, like they may be toast. Like, it
Yeah.
may be the end.
It could be, man, because people are they'd lose a lot of faith if this film is not good,
Yeah,
and all of the Avengers films, as far as fan reaction across the board, has been good. Good reaction from the fans. So if this is anything less, that could be very, very bad, man. No doubt.
yeah.
Um, Real quick too, we got Mira in the house. The Mummy with Tom Cruise needed to pick a lane, either horror or campy fun, like Brendan Fraser. Yep, that's exactly what I
Okay.
was thinking too. No doubt. No doubt. Acres saying, how's Coriander doing? She is doing well. She is doing well. Thank you so much for asking. That's very sweet. Very, very cool. I'll let her know that. She's probably in the chat anyways, but we got John coming in again. Thank you so much, John. Seriously, man. This is very, very cool. And we appreciate all the generosity and the support. It's awesome. Saying Final Destination 7, I hope is good, but I don't want them killing off Kimberly. It's still cool. She's the only true survivor. It should stay that way. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I agree. I don't want them to kill her off either. Although, as far as I know, her and Burke, the sheriff, are alive. Um, but yeah, I don't want them to kill her off. I think that would kind of I'd rather not have her come back at all than to have her come back and die. Because when that happened in Final Destination 2 with Ali Larter as Clear, one of my favorites, um, I was devastated when she died. I was like, no, she survived at the end of one, and she found a way to keep going, even though it was a padded room. Um, but she died, man. It
Ah,
was rough.
yeah, they can't do that again.
They can't. I hope not. John, thank you so much. Seriously. Let's see. Who else do we have in here? I want to catch up to the chat as we start to wind down a little bit. Rewind the fear in the house. What's going on? Good to have you here. Really enjoy all of your streams. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. That is great to hear. Seriously, we never get tired of hearing that. We're glad that you enjoy the conversations, and we just love talking movies. And thank you, Val, for giving thanks as well. Seriously. I want to jump down a little bit. Paula is in the house. Hey, Paula, good to see you again. Saying seeing Michael this coming Wednesday. Well, there you go. You gotta let us know what you think about it, Paula. Seriously, yeah. Jarrett is in the house. Welcome, welcome. It was awesome. Lee Cronin is going to be a top horror movie director if he keeps this up for sure. I agree. I think if he nails another movie, I think he's definitely going to be in a really cool conversation. He needs to get one more, and I think he's going to be in a cool conversation. And I think he's a good director. He really is. I can foresee that. Bobby's saying, I just watched Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair. Ooh, yeah. That's so cool. Look, I'm not gonna lie. And you guys let me know if you've checked out our movie reactions. Me and my brother are looking to do that as a movie reaction. It's gonna be a tough one though, because it's such a long because they combine Kill Bill volume 1 and 2 together. Are you a fan of Kill Bill?
I've only seen them once, but yeah,
Okay. All right.
I haven't
Great.
seen the supercut.
No, no, no. It's some fun. again, I'm an action person at heart, and Quentin
Yeah.
Tarantino was able to meld all of these things together, Western and kung fu movies and action and all these things together, revenge flicks. It was so cool. It was so cool. Let's see who else. RJ saying, "Who's going to take down Mario at the box office?"
That's like
No one.
nobody.
No one. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, no one. I mean,
That's
and
funny.
look, it's a movie that appeals to all the quadrants, and especially the kids, the gaming community. I
Mhm.
mean, everybody knows Super Mario, you know. So yeah, I'm happy for them though. Chris Pratt is good in the role. I saw him in an interview, and he was talking about how he gets himself in the mode to do Mario's voice, and I was like, I like this guy. I mean, I'm a fan of his anyways, but yeah, it was cool seeing him do that.
That's funny.
Yeah, yep. Acres saying, Night Watch, will you go to CinemaCon next year? I will try to extend an invitation if you want to go. Message me. Thanks from Stacy. You know what? I would love to go to CinemaCon. I absolutely would. I'll tell you what. Leave me a comment about that. Um, I would love to. Seriously. They had some great stuff, and there's still some other stuff. Real quick to throw out too, they did a trailer for Dune, or some maybe it was a sizzle reel or an extended opening of Dune, and people were just like, "Holy crap!" They're calling it like a sci-fi Saving Private Ryan, where you have the Fremen are coming down into the surface of a planet, and they're just like lasers are just dancing all around, shooting at them and stuff. And I'm like, oh my god, I've got to see this film. And Julie, and I know you were saying you only saw the first one, and you're not indoctrinated yet, but I'm just telling you, you gotta watch these movies.
I
They're
gotta
just
get on the train.
you
Yep.
do. They're so good. You know what I love about them? I mean, obviously, it is from the source material of the book, um, but I think it's a really cool story. And Denis Villeneuve, I mean, he's an amazing director. I mean, visually, it's almost like a work of art. It truly is, and especially Dune Part Two. Oh my gosh, when we saw it in the theater, there were moments where Coriander and myself, our jaws were dropped. We're like, wow, like especially if you see it on the big screen. And from what I've been hearing, for the third part, they're going all out, all out. I mean, this is literally like a modern day, for the kids anyways, like a modern day Star Wars. Like I'm talking OG trilogy, the
Ooh.
real Star Wars. This is what that is, or Lord of the Rings trilogy type of thing. For the people of that time period. So you definitely got to get on the train, man. Seriously, get
I
on
gotta
that
do it.
train.
It's like when I tell people to watch Lord of the Rings and they're like, "Oh, I can't do it. It was the first one was so boring." And I'm like,
Really?
"Yeah.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
just that's just crazy. I love those films.
I know."
April's in the chat. What's going on? We got Gory Tiger in the house as well. And let's see. We've got a we still got the scream. Love it. I love it. We got a ranking here. 4, 2, 7, 3, 5. Whoa. From best to
Woo-hoo.
worst? Really? Now, first of all, I want to say I love Scream 4. I love it. So the first film is the worst? Bro, this might be the first, and I've seen a lot of. Let me just say something too, and the reason why Scream is so amazing too is because from one person to the next, you can see such variation. I mean, so many of my friends and people that we talk to will all have a different ranking because the films have been so consistent, for the most part. Um, but this might be the first time I've seen this. It's probably not, but I'm just saying it might be. Wow, Stacy. Wow. Ooh, that is crazy stuff. What do you think, Julie?
I don't think I've ever seen that. That's
That's crazy.
four, two,
I
seven,
almost
three.
want to almost want to do a video on that and talk about it as a possibility. Wow. I'm just looking at
Interesting.
it. I'm actually mesmerized by it. That's too funny. I love that. That's
Yeah,
great.
you'll have to tell us why one is the worst for you.
Yes, yes,
Super
please.
interesting.
Yes. Saying yes, Night Watch. Love your reviews, read it, brother. Thanks for yeah. I mean, thank you. We appreciate it. We love doing um these reactions. It's been so much fun. And we did one for Your Next and also for Planet Terror, which was such a crazy movie. I love that movie so much. Happy Sandra, what's up? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Good to be here. And Val said, I got to jump into this. For Scream 8, I also want Gail to die. Yeah. I, I can't believe they can't give Courtney more to do. I mean, to be fair, 7's the most she's done since 4. Okay. So that's the good news. They did find a way to kind of get her in there and do some stuff, but holy crap. I mean, I don't know. It's so frustrating. So
It
frustrating.
is.
Hey, Mikey, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Rewind the fear saying, I never knew there was a Scream community or those that love the franchise as much as I do. Well, you are in the right place because man, I'm telling you, we've done a lot of Scream talk. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. John coming back in again, keeping us going. Thank you so much. Saying Evil Dead Burns trailer looked incredible. The last one to catch me was the 2013 version. I got chills from the new teaser. Thoughts? Listen, well, I guess this is a good way to tie back to where we started in this stream tonight because we know we started off with Lee Cronin's The Mummy, and of course, he did the last Evil Dead, Evil Dead Rise. How much of an Evil Dead fan are you?
Pretty moderate, but I do love the remake, and Rise was very good too. So I'm very excited. Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to be talking about this. John, keep your eyes peeled. I'm going to be putting out some stuff on Evil Dead Burn. I'm extremely hyped for this film. Number one, the thing that they've been able to do in these last several entries is having a brand new director, usually an up and comer, and Sam Raimi, who obviously was the original director and orchestrator of this whole thing, him and Bruce Campbell. Sam Raimi is just like, here's the keys to the car, dude. Do your thing. And I love it. You know, you get some really cool takes. Fede Alvarez was great with 2013's Evil Dead. Lee Cronin was great with this one. Do you have a favorite Evil Dead, Julie?
Probably the remake. Probably 2013.
Yeah, I mean, 2013 was amazing. It really was. I think Rise, what I loved about Rise was just taking this concept that was always in the woods and bringing it to this, well, other than Army of Darkness, that is. So, but bringing it to this apartment complex,
Hmm.
I had no clue it was going to kick so much ass. I remember when I heard about the synopsis, and I was like, really? An apartment complex? How are they going to do that? Amazing, absolutely amazing. So I can't wait to see Burn when it comes out and do a lot of. And I hope, and again, guys, I'm just saying it. You know, I'm just being honest as a content creator. I hope that a lot of you guys will be around to talk about things like Evil Dead because I think it's going to be amazing. It really is, and we'll be talking about it here for sure.
It's so cool
Um,
that they're trusting new directors and giving people chances, and it's cross
yeah,
your fingers it's worked out so far. But
yeah.
and that's how you keep it fresh. I mean, Scream can take some notes, I guess,
I hope
because
so. I hope so. I hope so. We're gonna have to see. Let me also throw this out here. One last things I want to do. You know that I have a huge affinity for this director as well. We've been talking about a lot of great directors, but Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan is coming out with a little movie called The Odyssey, and it has like every A-list actor on the planet in this film. It's gonna be absolutely crazy. Matt Damon starring. You got Zendaya, you got Tom Holland, you got Charlize Theron. I mean, it is jam packed. The oldest story ever told, the story of Odysseus. Tell me what your thoughts are on that, and if you have a lot of hype or hope for this film.
I'm very could take it or leave it. I
Mhm.
think I've liked I would say every film I've seen by Chris Nolan, except we were talking about this backstage, but I saw Tenet like it was like peak COVID, I want to say. That was like the only movie in the theater that was coming out.
Yeah, yeah,
And I was like, "Oh, it's got to be good, right?"
right.
I couldn't understand a word of it, and that just pissed me off. And then I heard that like that was intentional, and I was like, but anyway, so when I saw Oppenheimer, I was like, I swear if I can't understand the dialogue, but I could, so we're good.
Yeah, thank
So,
goodness.
yeah, I'm sure it'll be good though. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, listen, Matt Damon he spent months training. He said he got down to his high school weight.
Oh my
I
god.
saw I saw images of him. He is shredded at 56. I think he's 56 if I'm not mistaken. 55 or 56. I am so hyped for this film. The trailer looks amazing. They showed I think it was when we saw Project Hail Mary. They had an extended scene, bro. It was so intense, and they showed, you know, all the soldiers, the whole Trojan horse scene and stuff like that. And man, I think, you know, with Christopher Nolan, he always, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong, I have a different opinion of Tenet, but I know exactly what you mean because I watched it a couple of times to kind of, you know, absorb it. Because, yeah, I don't know, I just get geeky like that with some of the stuff that he does. Um, but for me, all of his films I've just enjoyed. There's been no stinkers for me.
They're
And like,
typically bangers. Yeah. It's hard to
yeah,
argue.
yeah. I mean, he's just absolutely amazing. So this film looks like it's gonna kick so much butt. And it's got so many people in it. It is ridiculous the scale at which he's doing this film. I mean, for those people that are big fans of things like Lord of the Rings or Troy or Gladiator, you know, movies like that, this is Clash of the Titans. You know, this is going to be as good as we're going to get for maybe a long time because these types of movies, the scale of them is crazy.
Hmm.
It's absolutely crazy. And you got Christopher Nolan directing it. No, I'm really, yeah. Let's see who else. Val saying there are a ton of great movies coming out in the theaters and on streaming outside of horror as well as there is. There really, really is. I can't wait to see a lot of this stuff. Also, including to me the greatest director of all time, Mr. Steven Spielberg. He's had an okay career.
He's
He's
done all right. Yeah.
he's done okay. I mean, you know, probably a few films, you know, considered the greatest of all time, you know. But his film Disclosure Day looks like it's going to be really cool. It looks like it's going to be, and I know some people have been talking about, is this like a secret Close Encounters sequel? And like, I don't know if he would do that, but there's the little kid inside of me that would love for that to happen because I saw Close Encounters of the Third Kind when I was a really little kid, and it scared the crap out of me because, you know, it just did, you know, it just his scale and his scope and his style, you know. But have you checked out the trailers and kind of heard about what's going on with it? Are you
I haven't
excited
seen the
for it?
trailer, but I'm gonna see it regardless.
All
I'm
right.
excited. Yeah.
Very cool. I mean, look, you've got Emily Blunt in it. You've got
Hmm.
Coleman Domingo. You got a lot of great actors in this film, and it just looks like one of those films that. And it was written by Steven Spielberg. This was his
Okay.
idea, so I'm like, I'm really excited about that.
Gotta be a banger, right?
It's gotta be, you
Can't
know,
be a
and
crystal skull.
oh, dude, that's not right. Oh man, I'll never forget. I saw the Crystal Skull in theaters, and I was just so hyped up because, you know, I grew up on Indiana Jones. And look, it's not the worst thing I've ever
No.
seen. You know, it's a decent enough film. It's just not a great Indiana Jones film because the other Indiana Jones films are just, you know, I mean, Raiders of the Lost
Pretty
Ark.
much perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, Steven Spielberg, he's absolutely amazing. I guess there was a presentation where they did a montage of his films. I mean, we're talking 50 years
Hmm.
of films. This guy is crazy. And they're basically saying there's probably no one that will ever have the type of career that he's had. I mean, you did Jaws, you did E.T., Jurassic Park.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
mean, Schindler's List. I mean, this is a guy that, he's just absolutely amazing. So I guess um they did a montage type of tribute to him at Cinemacon. It was just breathtaking because you're just reliving all of those memories from all of these years of Steven Spielberg movies, and I'm really excited to see what Disclosure Day is like because, yeah, like I said, I'm a huge fan of his, and I think he's the greatest director of all time. He's just amazing, truly is.
Oh,
All
I hope
right,
it's good.
yeah,
He doesn't deserve to have a bummer movie at the
no, no, not at all, not at all. And Bobby, you are right. Uh, Autopsy of Jane Doe is a hidden gem. Ex Machina was awesome. Yeah, yeah. These are movies that are just, yeah, awesome movies, man. We got John coming in again. Wow, John, seriously, much love. Thank you. Saying I'd love if Clayface is successful, it can inspire a Poison Ivy horror film on the same merits as the Ruins plant horror film from 2008.
That's a
A
good
sexy
one.
Ivy, but terrifying in a similar way. Yeah, the Ruins was good. There was some gross stuff in that
Oh yeah.
film. I haven't watched it in a while, man. I gotta watch that. Thank you for reminding me on that, John. I hadn't, there's just so many great movies, and sometimes you forget some great ones, and that was a good one. 2008.
It was who Jenna Malone and I think the one guy from the Texas Chainsaw remake.
Oh,
The guy who
Jesus.
played Morgan. I don't know his name. Pretty sure that was him in the room.
Oh, maybe. I can't even remember. But that's crazy that you remembered his name, man. So you and love you enjoyed that remake, the TCM
Yeah.
remake?
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it was good. Let me see. Maybe I can find out. It has Sean Ashmore in it.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Jonathan Tucker, that's who it
There,
was
yeah.
from
Hmm.
TCM. Yep.
Okay.
Laura Ramsey, Jesse Ramirez. Yeah. Dude, I'm putting that on my watch list, man, because I haven't seen that movie in so long, but I did enjoy it. Thank you so much
Nobody
for that,
talks
John.
about it. Yeah, I'm glad you brought it up because
Yeah,
I've
nobody
seen it.
talks about it.
I did rewatch it like I don't know, maybe 5 years ago, but yeah,
Yeah. Mm,
that's a
very, very
bummer
cool.
vacation movie, that's for sure.
Oh, right. Oh my God. We got Mary in the house. What's up, Mary? Saying hi, Night. Hi, Julie. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well, Mary. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. We got Carrie in the house. What is up,
Hey,
Carrie? All right. Now we're talking. Bobby saying the Two Towers made me go back and revisit Fellowship and loved it ever since. Yeah, bro. I mean, Lord of the Rings. I'm just saying. Right now, I would say it's probably, if it's not the best trilogy, it's only second to the original Star Wars trilogy.
yeah.
I'm just saying that
I
that's
might
that's.
put it above. Ooh, I might put it above.
Ooh,
I know. I'm just thinking
ooh,
about it right now. I might.
bro. Oh my God. Hey, listen, I'm saying this right now. That could be a fun little discussion. Maybe for the next episode. Holy crap.
Close, man. Grew up on
I,
both.
yeah, I'm right there with you. Let's when we and we're gonna get ready to wind down here. We're gonna get ready to end this, but let's talk about that for a second backstage because that would be a fun little
Okay.
discussion. Wow, that's a great one. Wow. All right. Uh Carrie, thank you. Snazzy. I haven't heard that word in a long time. You're all right. You're all right. Durotan's in the house. Hope everyone's having a good night. Night and Julie coming in the clutch. We appreciate you. Seriously. All right. And Stacy saying, I want a Shocker Legacy sequel. Legacy Quill. I like that. Shocker is so underrated, especially for Wes Craven's fans. I love Shocker. I really do. Have you ever seen
I've
Shocker,
never
Julie?
seen it. Nope.
Oh my
I do
gosh.
remember Steven talking about it a lot, but I've never seen it.
Yes. I was just gonna say, we did, or actually, I should say, he did a watch party for Shocker during Wes Craven month. It was so much fun. And if you guys have not seen that, check it out on Craven Something Scary. I've got the link in the description. I've got his link in the description of all the streams. Um, and go there anyways, guys. There's
Yep.
tons of great stuff there. Our dear departed brother. Um, Lots of great streams. But for watch parties, we did do a Shocker watch party, and it was so much fun. We were reacting to it, and I hadn't seen Shocker in years before that. But it is an underrated one. It really, really is. Erica's in the house. Hey, Erica, good to see you. Hope
Hey,
you're doing well. Carrie saying, have we already talked about Curry Barker being the next TCM director? I'm so excited about this. Carrie, I'm so excited. I think it was Ben who had mentioned it earlier. And so we talked about it a little bit. But yeah, I mean, look, TCM, look, it's one of the OGs. I'm a huge fan. And as time goes on, we're going to continue to talk more about it. But yeah, let us know what you think. If you have any other thoughts before we end up here. But yeah, we're both really excited. We are both really excited.
question, is this going to be a theater release or is this a sequel to the Netflix? I haven't heard anything about this,
As far as
by
I
the way.
understand, it's going to be theatrical.
Okay, that's
I
better.
could be I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I thought that that's what I had found out.
Okay.
So I hope so. I mean, TCM, don't get me wrong, the Netflix one, I mean, it is what it is. And plus it was during that time where, we were dealing with the pandemic stuff. So, you know, whatever. But I think it's, you gotta be theatrical. What did you think of that Netflix one? Not that I was planning to talk about that, but what did you think about it? I'm just curious.
I It was I mean, I'll say this. I think I've enjoyed every Texas movie, even when they're, like 2013 was a little strange also, but in fact, I kind of want to watch that one again because I haven't seen it in a long time. But
Yeah.
I think my favorites are, besides the first one, '03 and '06. I love. Oh,
Yeah.
um, yeah, the Netflix one was, I mean, it was still fun. It's like I said, Texas movies are always fun, but it had some weird, like, like the scene at the end with the Tesla driving away was just,
Yeah. That was crazy, wasn't it?
like, there's just some laugh out loud moments that, again,
Yeah.
I have no idea if it was intentional or not. The bus scene was funny.
Yeah. Well, there was actually a chainsaw massacre. We
That's
finally got
right.
one. It took
Yeah.
us 45, 50 years, but we
Yeah.
it's funny, and I talked about it when it came out. We did some streams and videos on it. I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it, and maybe it's because I'm just a TCM fan through and through. I mean, really, the only one that I really struggle with is the one with Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger. That's the only one. We did a battle world on that one, and man,
Yeah. Yeah.
we were laughing our asses off because we even put it against Jason Goes to Hell and the Elm Street remake, and you know how I feel about those films. And
Mm.
and TCM was getting his ass kicked, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Uh, Ca- Carrie, thank you for reminding us about that. And Carrie is also saying, I've seen Curry Barker's other work on his channel, YouTube channel. It's a bad idea. They have so much amazing stuff. Yeah, I think he can pull it off too. I think so too. Seriously, I'm excited. I'm excited.
So is he a first time? I know nothing about him. Is he a first time director? Like,
Well,
kind
he's
of
doing
like,
Obsession, which
oh, okay,
would,
okay.
yeah. So, and I think the news just broke earlier today, midday or whatever. But obviously it happened before then. But the first time I heard about it was earlier today.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that it could be really good. I really do. We'll see. I mean, I'm excited for Obsession. So yeah.
Yeah.
Carrie
And then if
said, "Oh, what was that?"
no, I was just gonna say, and then if Obsession is terrible, then we're all gonna be like, uh-oh.
Yeah, gonna be like, uh-oh. Uh Yeah, and they threw Sally in the trash. I know, that was just so
Yeah,
wrong. Steven used to say that all the time, and
he
I
did.
agree. It's like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god. How can you do that to an iconic final girl?" Oh my gosh. All right, guys. Well, look, we're going to get ready to end up there. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And we covered a whole heck of a lot of stuff tonight, which is really, really cool. And by the way, if you guys have not, just as a channel update, checked out, some of these things we talked about. We've had breaking news on things like Clayface did a reaction, some of the stuff with the Batman Part 2. Also, we've done some movie reactions. Definitely check those out if you haven't. And also, today just did a tier list. Me and my brother, we went through the Alien franchise, which was a lot of fun. Oh my gosh. Um, we had a blast with it, and we've got some more stuff coming up. So definitely check those if you can. It helps us out a lot. Bobby's saying, now I know how you feel about the Elm Street remake.
He
You know, it's
loved it.
I've done a lot of content on Elm Street. I've got an Elm Street playlist. We also did a basically a ranking of the franchise. We call it the Great Debate. So check out our playlist on that. We went through every Elm Street film, ranking it basically by a score. And there are things about the remake that I've come around on and that I actually do enjoy. So check that out. You'll definitely get the full the full story.
I just always think
Uh,
of that one picture you always pull up where he's looking like a little cat.
oh, did you see? That's what my brother always said, the cat face.
Yeah, well, that's why I said it because I just remember kill. Oh my god, yeah,
Yeah,
that one
yeah.
picture you kept bringing.
Oh man, yeah, we have
Poor
some fun on it.
Jackie.
I know. He was good in it.
He was. Yeah.
He was. Oh my gosh. Carrie saying this was fun. Sorry, I was majorly late. I was on my way home on the bus while you guys were on. Well, hey, that's okay. Well, definitely check us out from the beginning if you get a chance, Carrie. And Carrie, I think you'd enjoy our movie reactions. Me and Kill have been having a blast doing them. We hope we get a chance to do some more of them. Obviously that's if you guys enjoy them, but we've been having so much fun doing them together, and it's been a lot of fun. So we appreciate we thank you so much, man. We appreciate all you guys so much. So yeah, don't forget to the like button. It helps us out so much. Leave some comments. We talked about a lot of films. We couldn't get to everyone tonight, but we appreciate all the support, and we'll definitely be able to talk about it in the comments as a community, as we always do. And as always, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. Peace.